more chaos, more mental issues, more job loss, more homelessness, more frustration, more anger, more suicide. There has been more school shootings in our country under this administration. I'm going to go to sleep well at night knowing that I did not vote for you. Not only the first time, but I didn't vote for your cackling hen of a vice president either.
Oh my God!
And y'all tell me if she hit the nail on the head.
Not only... So I just got done watching Biden's farewell speech. Watching his speech is like the perfect summary of what the last 4 years has been like. Overabundance of gaslighting, lack of accountability, lies, finger pointing, and stumbling of words. And it's the reason why he is going to still go down as not only the one president who has had the longest career in politics, but the one president who managed to become a president after having the longest career in politics, but the worst president in the history of the United States of America. Literally. You took time to finally address the American people despite all of the chaotic shit that has been going on under your fucking watch, to finally address us in a farewell speech, to warn us about the incoming administration. We've literally been watching you ruin our country. We're watching you send money overseas like every other week. We watched you ignore that we had drones that were floating over our country and you motherfuckers didn't do shit about it.
Oh.
Y'all ignored the shit. We watched you ignore that. We watched you fall asleep overseas in Africa. And then not only that, you gave them motherfuckers money while we still got people that are sleeping in tents out in North Carolina. We watched you be a poor fucking president. We watched you do this. We watched you. We watched you lie.
All right. I was trying to let it play through, but obviously it's getting a little lengthy. When you heard Biden's speech, and I'm not going to play it again because we already played it on Wednesday, but a lot of y'all weren't on the conversation. And I said, you know what? We got to at least get some feedback now, a couple days after. And I think we're only, 3 days away from Trump being inaugurated. What were your thoughts on Biden's speech? Do you think that it was just more of the same? Did you at all reflect on how Biden will be known? Is he the type of politician, president that after it's almost the question that I'm wondering is, did his stock rise by becoming president? Or do you think it would have been in a better place if he would have just been known as Barack Obama's vice president? These are the things that come up. And as I was watching Biden's farewell speech, it felt like to me that he just completely was unaware. Like he was convinced, like he's one of these elites that are so up high, they don't really know what's going on the ground. And the people on the ground pretty much just finessed him and told him lies that they know were lies. And he was comfortable going on TV saying these things. Like even from a standpoint, and we're going to have a video after this where we're going to talk about him saying that the country's being taken over by an oligarchy. It's like, so now Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Jeff Bezos come together, and it's a problem when they're rocking with Trump. But when Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg, and you're so cool with Mark Zuckerberg to the point where you feel comfortable putting pressure on his Meta platform to censor the things that are coming out, now it's a problem that it's an oligarchy. When we had George Soros funding all this woke ideology, it was no issue. But now it's a problem because you have Zuckerberg waking up, Bezos waking up, and Elon Musk, who obviously has a great relationship with Trump. Now it's an issue. He didn't even mention, I don't even think he mentioned the border. When I was taking down my notes, I don't think he mentioned the border. He bragged about certain things that are just not relatable, in my opinion, not meaningful. But what could he do? What could he say? What could he say? And that came up. And my answer to what could he say, if it was me, I would have looked at it a totally different way. I would have done what politicians find the hardest to do, which is just take accountability for shortcomings. You see what's going on with California and Gavin Newsom. You see what's going on with your campaign, or with your, I should say, presidency, where it just seems to be promise after promise, but not necessarily keeping up with those things. Take some accountability. Say, here's what we delivered on. Here's where our goals. Here's what we delivered on. Here's where we fell short. And here's why we're encouraged to turn things over to Donald Trump. But instead, they spewed the same. These people are, this is going to be a threat to democracy. Like, what threat to democracy? Y'all keep pushing people with this threat to democracy stuff when it comes to Donald Trump. And then y'all sit down, and when y'all are with him, it's like Donald Trump bullies y'all just with his presence. You got Barack Obama and Joe Biden running around saying that Donald Trump is like the worst human being. He's a threat to democracy. Okay, if he's a threat to democracy, why are y'all giggling with him? Why are y'all seem to be like so? Just think back to when Joe Biden sat down with Donald Trump. It was all smiles and handshakes and bro hugs. When Donald Trump was sitting next to Jill Biden, Joe Biden's wife, everything just seemed like love, casual, all that stuff. But then the energy seems to shift when they get away from him, and people are seeing that. You don't have the same energy that you have when you're with him, when you're not with him and you're trying to convince the rest of the country that he's the next Hitler. It just doesn't hit the same. So we'll listen to the rest of this, and then we'll move on, because we have an interesting back and forth between Kevin O'Leary and the rest of the CNN panel.
Lie and say that you're going to do a peaceful transition of power. Meanwhile, shortly after that, you just completely just dropped the ball on everything that you said. You just been frivolously spending fucking money and doing whatever the fuck you wanted to do. So we watched you do that.
Sweetheart.
We watched you do that. You could sit here and say that the reason why there's cease and fire is because you said that. I've been trying to do that shit for months. My fucking president helped that shit out. You need to be saying thank you to him. That administration has caused more division.
And I always get on the other side when it's the strong energy, the strong language. So I gotta say something now. Sweetheart, say everything you say and just a little more feminine, baby.
More chaos, more mental issues, more job loss, more homelessness, more frustration, more anger, more suicide. There has been more school shootings in our country under this administration. I'm going to go to sleep well at night knowing that I did not vote for you. Not only the first time, but I didn't vote for your cackling hen of a vice president either. Goodbye. Good riddance. Sayonara.
So like I said, a little heavy on the energy, but honestly, it's like, I understand the frustration. So we're going to move on to the CNN panel, because they had an interesting conversation around a bunch of the comments that Joe Biden made. But this one in particular was focused on Biden warning of an oligarchy.
It's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon.